Stephen A. Smith was a guest yesterday on the podcast P with Paul George, obviously, and he opened up about several topics, one of them being his biggest regrets as a journalist. And he spoke about Kyrie briefly, which was very entertaining, but the highlight of his regrets, in my opinion, was the Kwame Brown situation for him, ridiculing the man for 20 years pretty much. And he said that although he meant everything that he said at the time, he didn't think that it would grow to that proportion. So he was kind of, he didn't say sorry, but yeah, he had regrets. So Kwame Brown, right on schedule, man, he got wind of it and ran right back to his platform and cooked. That mama's cooking, that's his thing, I guess. For 2 hours, he went at Stephen A. Smith. So obviously we cannot play 2 hours, but I just took 1 little minute of what he had to say. So I'm going to play that, and then we're going to come back and react to it. But before we play the clip, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Stephen A., I can't respect it till you come talk to me, man. Now that you said my name, you say you ain't scared. That ain't how Brooklyn in the house. That ain't how Brooklyn work. So come on now. Come on, holler at the kid. I got some questions for you. What gives you the gall to talk the way you talk for so long with the resume that you have? See, I know the real Stephen A. I know the honorary Q-Dog. The alleged, I'm going to say alleged because I really know it's confirmed. But I'm going to say alleged honorary Q-Dog. See, I ain't, the alleged hooper that we got no history of, that got no points nowhere, he said. What gives you the right to talk so bold? What gives you the right to critique so strong? What gives you that right? What gives you that right to talk about somebody's contract? That's all you do every year when it's contract season for a black man. What gives you that right? To me, you've been the worst parasite to black males in sports in the last 22, 25 years. You've been a parasite to black males in the sports world. You've taken away from damn near all the great black sports players in the sports world. So that's why I call you a zaddy boy. It's nothing personal. So I'm not hurt at all.
All right, so y'all heard what Kwame had to say. So as I said, man, it's in a nutshell, because this is a summary of 2 hours of work, 2 hours of fun, ridicule, and information, man. Because Kwame Brown, you say what you want about his basketball play, and I'm not one of those guys that's going to defend his basketball play. Although he made it, he's in the NBA, I have high respects for that. He didn't perform in the NBA compared to his contemporaries. But as a man, that's a deep person right there. That's a deep thinker, and he just painted the whole scope, and he called out Stephen A. Smith for pretty much selective morality, for taking away from people's contracts, for being full of shit and being way too aggressive for a man that couldn't do half of the stuff that these athletes are doing. And minus the last part about him not being qualified to speak, because I believe Stephen A. Smith put in the work long enough, studied the game long enough for him to have the right to a voice in the basketball world. Absolutely, I'm with Kwame Brown, man. Stephen A. Smith, Kwame Brown being one of the biggest examples, took away from a lot of people's money with his strong takes that are pretty much entertainment and narrative driven, in my opinion. When you go out there and you say someone didn't perform, that's within your rights, that's your job. We want you to do that and keep it 100 with us. This is why we're checking you out, Stephen A. But when you go out there and you ridicule a man, you go to colleges, have conferences, and you, rather than saluting Kwame Brown, who actually was able to make a lot of money for himself, you call him a bona fide scrub. You say he has little hands, he can't play, whatever, pretty much a good for nothing. Then yeah, you're gonna have some smoke for it. And so I'm with Kwame Brown standing up for himself and really, putting Stephen A. Smith, I guess, back in his place, because after 20 years of slander, he had to say something. So shout out to Kwame Brown. And his platform is growing. He has right now 410 thousands of subscribers, and his voice just keeps on getting bigger. And Stephen A. Smith, for him to go out there on the big podcasts such as Paul George and say his name means that he made it as an entertainer. So shout out to Kwame Brown for that. Now the part that's very interesting is that Kwame said he cannot respect it until he comes and speaks to him. So, in my opinion, the play for Stephen A. Smith is you don't go to Kwame Brown I mean, first of all, where are you going to go? Kwame Brown is most of the time recording from his car. So, it's not like he has like a studio or whatsoever. But if I'm Stephen A., the big play, and I believe that would earn a lot of people's respect, is you take Kwame Brown, you bring him to the Stephen A's podcast, and you interview him for 30 minutes. And Stephen A. Smith is like a politician at this point. If you listen to the way he's able to answer questions by not saying anything but still make a lot of sense, this is what he's going to have to do with Kwame Brown, because he's going to have to dance around a lot of these questions, a lot of that stuff that Stephen A. Claimed he's really for. And I'll give him credit. For example, he's helping all of the upcoming podcasts for people that he like. He goes on there, give them a look, shouts them out, bring him on the show. So he's about, to some degree, he wants to see his people win. But then when you turn around and you pretty much hate on people, then it's kind of weird. So if you were to take Kwame Brown, put him on your show, give him that platform, and say in front of everyone, we're going to have this conversation as men and keep it moving, give Kwame that look, you would earn a lot of respect out of people. And if you're really saying, yeah, I want all of us to win, just like you said on Padra's podcast, you don't really owe people anything in this world, but after 20 years of slander, I think you would owe that to Kwame Brown, that look, that opportunity. So just do it. And Kwame Brown is very articulate, very smart also, so he's going to go out there and run with it. And I feel like after he answers the question, he's just going to keep it moving. It says it's all love because he'll respect it. So in my opinion, this is what should happen. Go in the comment section, give me your thoughts about this whole thing. What do you think Kwame or Stephen A. Smith will do after? Whose side are you on, I guess? Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.